I'm excited. I'm excited to be here as well and talk about it. Yeah, because it's something I'm really passionate about. And not only that, is it smart to use your stimulus money for something that can increase your opportunities to be able to then get other investments like, repairing your credit. But a lot of the stimulus money, what people don't realize is that, okay, so we got this one free check, but there's other opportunities out there to get stimulus money, but it's tied to personal loans and business loans, which then is directly linked to what your credit report looks like. So now is definitely the time, if there's ever been a time, to go ahead and jump on seeing what your credit score is, taking a look, and investing in yourself. A lot of people let the shame behind what they've done in the past, what their credit scores are, keep them from even wanting to look at it. They just convince themselves, okay, I don't need credit. I'll buy everything with cash, and I'll just keep it moving in that way. But it really holds you back in a lot of ways. Credit is so important.
For sure. And even before we jump into like your level of expertise and how you got started, but we just want to let people know, like, it's okay. No matter where you are in your credit score journey, it's fine. Like, you have to learn these things. It's one, they don't teach it in school. Two, like most of us in our community aren't taught this by our parents. So we have to learn through things like this and sharing knowledge with each other, and people like you who are knowledgeable in the field that care enough to come back and talk to us about it and educate us. So it doesn't matter where you are. Like you say, we're not judging. You can ask whatever questions you want to ask. It's a judge-free zone because we want to learn and level up together. So how long have you been doing credit repair, and what makes you what's the difference? Like, what makes you a credit repair specialist?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Education is so important. And, I've been in the finance industry for over 10 years. I started off as a tax preparer, but I've been specifically working with credit solutions for the past 3 years. And, oh, I'm sorry. My phone went out.
It's okay.
I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. I apologize. But yeah, so I lost my train of thought too. I did certification. Started in taxes, moved on to get my certifications to be certified as a credit specialist. And over the time that I've been doing credit, I've been able to help people to get numerous things removed off of their credit reports, everything from bankruptcies to collection accounts, medical bills. There's just a wide range of things. People would be surprised to know that you can get just about anything removed from your credit report if you know the laws and your rights as a citizen, as regards to how the credit bureaus are supposed to accurately report versus what they actually do. So it's not a matter of if the account actually belongs to you. It's more a matter of were your rights violated in the way that it was reported. So you don't have to worry about, oh, well, I haven't been a victim of identity theft, so there's no reason to reach out to a credit specialist. Well, that's not really the case, because your rights still may have been violated. And most people have inaccuracies on their credit report. About 90% of people have inaccuracies on their credit report and don't realize it. I just had a client last week who actually had an ex-boyfriend's name listed on her credit report as also known as under her personal information. Yes. And she didn't know it.
I don't know that man. Who is that man?
And you don't know unless you take a look at your credit. So I've had an opportunity to go through numerous trainings, to go through numerous certification processes. I do have my bachelor's degree in business education, and I've just been really advocating for my clients since I got into this business to make sure that their rights are not violated and that they're able to get on their feet, and not have to struggle with the negative credit scores.
And getting their credit score ball rolling. That's so important, because I think like a lot of people, if you, like you said, didn't start out with knowing a lot about credit and how to build your credit and how it works. Sometimes you think like, well, I know I did mess up and not pay that, or I know, you know, back when I was in my 20s, or you know, younger, earlier, when I was starting out, I might have made some mistakes, so maybe it's nothing I can do because I know I made those mistakes. But you're saying like it's some of those things that you can work with a credit specialist, and they can get those things, they can dispute them or get them deleted off of your credit score, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you said before about the education is so important, and knowing is the battle, and your creditors are counting on you to be ignorant. So the good thing about hiring me to come on as your credit repair specialist is that you're not only getting me just to repair those negative items on your credit, you're also getting me as a credit coach, a credit counselor, and I'm going to guide you and direct you. And so one prime example of what you're talking about is like
I was going
medical
to ask, what
bills.
are some things that you can get removed?
Okay, so let me tell you about so with medical bills, that's one of the things we can get removed. And you know, a lot of people fall into negative credit not because of necessarily the fact that they didn't want to pay their bills. And you know,
Stuff happens.
unexpected illness could cause you to have negative credit. Absolutely, stuff happens. You know, a death in the family, someone that was like the primary breadwinner, and now you have it on yourself, a
Coronavirus.
divorce, loss of job unexpectedly, all of that can lead to negative credit. And there's just certain things as far as your rights being violated, like with your medical bills. There's nowhere in anything that you sign when you check into a hospital or any medical institution that says that you're giving them the right to report any information about you, the date, the time, the amount, to the credit bureaus. And so therefore, when medical bills turn up on your credit report, that's a violation of HIPAA laws. And so that's one of the ways I'm able to remove the medical bills. And so for every account type, there are ways that I find legal loopholes, and yes, it's legal. I find legal loopholes where they have violated your rights. And so the types of things, medical bills, collection accounts of any kind, bankruptcies, even student loans. I can't get you out of paying your student loan debts, no. But if you do have negatives showing on your credit, then we can find loopholes where they violated your rights, either during the time that you were a student or after the fact, and get those lates removed so that the account just shows up as a positive account.
And that's so crazy because, like you said, that's why it's so important sometimes that you do. I'm a big advocate for going to an expert. Like, I don't know, I try to educate myself a lot on my own, but there are things like experts just know that I don't. And like you said, the government and the IRS and, you know, Equifax and these other companies are mega huge companies. So of course they're going to try to get over on us because they don't really care about like us individually, who we are. They definitely don't care about us. Yeah, they're not really worried about us. So they're going to try to get over us and scam us or tax us any way that they can. So it takes credit specialists like yourself that know the laws and can help you go through, like, nah, fine tooth comb. Like, they're not expecting you to know this, but here's a loophole that we can use to your advantage. So that's one really good advantage of going to a specialist like yourself. But I was gonna say, like, what are some things that you feel like makes you different or sets you apart as being a credit specialist? Like, why should someone go to you versus anybody else in Atlanta or just any other person on Instagram?
Yeah, I love the fact that you use that word, scam artists, when it comes to the credit bureaus, you know, because they really are. They really are. They're on the side of the creditors and lenders. That's how they make their money. They are in cahoots, and you are on the outside. And something can be inaccurate, and you can have proof and everything, and it will never be removed unless you take action to do it yourself. There's nobody advocating for the consumer. And also, I'm glad you used the word scam artist, because unfortunately, this industry is an industry that invites a lot of scammers in, the finance industry, period, but also the credit repair industry. And it saddens me. I get a lot of potential leads that come in, and they come and inquire about my services, and they have stories of just really heartbreak where they've spent money with companies and have not gotten their money's worth. They either didn't have, any deletions made, or just a lot of things.
Any improvement in their credit score at all, or even use it to their advantage. But that's the negative connotation, but a lot of times it does like a disjustice to people like you who are for the community, because it's like it's valuable tools that you given, and you can't just write it off as a scam or you know.
Right, because it really is beneficial, but I understand where people are coming from. You know, when they say it's hard to know who to trust, and so because of that, it's moved me to include in my client agreement. I've always had a client agreement. You know, you never get into anything, any business deal without a contract. That's the first thing that I always advise for people to do. And what my clients have moved me to do is also to include a money back guarantee in writing before you even start, that you will get those results. I back my work. And if a company won't back their work, then, you know, that's a red flag right there.
Yeah.
So I do know that that's one of the things that makes me different. I've also gotten the name of the nickname affectionately known by my clients as Miss 30-Day Results, because they get such massive results in their first 30 days. Yes, yes. And I'm not saying that your report will be completely cleared and everything, you know, will be ready to go for whatever your goals are in 30 days, but you will notice a difference, and you'll know that I'm working in your behalf within that first 30 days. And yeah, so we just really advocate for our clients, and you know, we work for our clients even beyond the credit repair. We find out what your goals are. If your goal is to purchase that new car, we help you learn how you can get the
How you can
you can go to your
qualify.
bank, how you qualify, and not just go to a dealership to qualify where they pull your credit 10 times or more. I mean, you can walk into a dealership with one credit score and walk out with a score 50 points lower because of how many times they pull your credit. But I show you things like how to go to your
That's a
own bank.
gem. I didn't even really know that they will
Oh,
pull the
yeah.
difference between like going to a car a dealership to get a loan. They'll pull it so much more, because I did buy a car like that, and I went through the dealership and I was wondering like, dang, my credit score dropped this much just because I bought the
Yes.
car. But it's really because they pulled your credit that many times.
Right. Yeah, you think, okay, I'm
Noted.
going to a Chevy dealership, they're just Chevy's gonna pull it. But no, they're gonna take it. The finance guy takes it to all these different banks. All they care about is trying to quote you the lowest price. They don't care what it's doing to your credit.
Right.
But if you go to your own bank, they'll send the check straight to you. Okay, and then you go to the dealership with cash in hand. That gives you buying power as well to be able to negotiate. Plus, it only pulls your credit one time, and your interest rate oftentimes will be lower if you go with a bank that you already have a relationship with. So those are the types of gems, the types of tools that I try to equip my clients with beyond the repair. You know, I find out your goals, and I work with you even beyond. So, you know, yeah, those are some of the things that I've really found that have set me apart from some other
That's dope,
companies.
because that's like now you're really going on a journey of improving their overall quality of like finances. At that point, it's like I want to help you grow not only just in this area, but in a long term way where you actually see and reap the benefits of your results. That's amazing. So like, is there anything like, is there such thing as like a hopeless case, like somebody credit just like it's so messed up, girl, you need to be born again with a new credit score and a new social security, your mama
Yeah,
done,
I get asked that. Oh, sorry.
I was like, your
I
mama
get,
done put your cable in your name since you was
uh-oh.
7.
So your credit been messed up since you knew what credit was.
Right, or
Well,
before you could spell credit.
yeah, I get that question a lot. I do, because you know, people have various different things on their credit, and I do understand why people would think that. But no, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. You know, we've worked with people that have had scores as low, you know, as in the 3s and the 4s. And my goal is to get all of my clients, no matter where you start, my goal is to get you to 700. Or as close to 700 as possible. But I really want everybody to be at 700. And then I equip you with the tools and the education to build it yourself from 700 to 800. And I want you coming back to me in a year and saying, look, Jenna, look at my score. You know, look how I've gotten it up. That's what I love. And so,